Coming up on KUJH News, new COVID-19 guidelines have hit the Lawrence community.
Students continue to struggle to find parking.
And a look inside the people who keep KU's steam whistle running.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint, this is KUJH News.
Welcome to KUJH News. I'm Emma Hale.
And I'm Lexi Urban. Just ahead, we have local reaction to the White House's claim linking Tylenol and autism.
But first, KUJH's weather forecaster, Aiden Baugh, has a look at the week ahead. Aiden, are we going to get a break in the rain we've had from the past couple of days?
Yes, Emma, rain is out of the forecast for the foreseeable future. We've got beautiful weather in store for you today, tomorrow, this weekend, and next week. Clear skies, very pleasant weather outside. We are looking at a slight warm up over the next few days. Temperatures reaching in those mid-80s, right around the 83-degree mark. Overlooking most of northeastern Kansas right now, though, clear skies. We're not expecting much in terms of cloud cover, maybe a few stray cirrus clouds up very high in the atmosphere, but right now it's looking great overlooking northeastern Kansas. Here in Lawrence, however, 73 degrees. It's great weather out there. A high today of 79. Make sure you're getting outside. Enjoy the sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day. Emma, back to you.
Thanks, Aiden. We'll have a full look at the weather later on in the show. The popular over-the-counter drug acetaminophen, also known as Tylenol, has been making national headlines this week after President Trump and HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced that taking the drug while pregnant causes autism. KUJH reporter Jonah Kahn joins us live in studio to tell us how local groups are reacting.
Yeah, Lexi, while Trump and RFK Jr. did say this, many doctors are reassuring people of a few things. First, you need to take what you see in national headlines with a great deal of caution because many of these headlines, as we know, can sometimes be misleading. Additionally, KU medical staff said this government recommendation was based on one study out of hundreds on autism, and autism does not have one direct cause.
This most recent paper did not change that perception, that conclusion that acetaminophen in pregnancy is just not linked to autism.
Now, many resources in Lawrence, like Lawrence Autism Diagnostics, help and support those on the autism spectrum.
If you are feeling scared, my advice would be talk to a scientist, talk to an analyst, talk to an expert in the field, and then decide if you want to feel scared.
Now, many doctors still feel that Tylenol is the best medicine to take for pain relief while pregnant. Those with concerns should ask both their OBGYN and primary care physician for advice. Reporting in studio, Jonah Kahn. Lexi?
Jonah, thank you. In other news from the Capitol, a CDC panel voted last week to shift away from a blanket recommendation that everyone should get the COVID vaccine each year. Instead, the panel says people should make that decision with their healthcare provider.
The panel also recommended providers communicate risks of the vaccine more clearly to patients. Speaking with reporters from the Oval Office, President Trump said he received the COVID vaccine without any complications.
I don't know exactly what the final determination is, but I had the vaccine. I was very happy with it. Here I am.
The vaccine is still available without a prescription. Watkins Health Services says it is currently out of vaccine doses, but updates will be posted at studenthealth.ku.edu.
The Douglas County Health Department currently has doses available. Students should contact their health insurance providers to find out if their plan will cover the vaccine. For now, the committee's recommendation still needs final approval from the CDC director.
The University of Kansas has started the discontinuation process for 7 undergraduate and 5 graduate degrees. These bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs were recommended for removal by a University Senate committee after looking at factors such as total enrollment, financial impact, and other duplicate programs.
7 undergraduate were looked at because they mirrored either a major or a minor without a whole lot of difference in the requirements.
The committee held an open meeting on Tuesday this week to allow for public comment. All but one program was voted to move forward in the discontinuance process. The committee has sent the programs to the full University Senate to vote on.
KU football game days are full of traditions, but this year fans are seeing something new outside of the stadium. I went to check out Game Day Boulevard and how it's changing the game day experience. Take a look. For years, game day on the Hill was the place to be before a KU football game, but now on the other side of David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium, 11th Street turns into Game Day Boulevard, bringing together fans, vendors, and energy all right here in the heart of Lawrence.
So far, it's wonderful because we usually tailgate, and we decided this game we're going to try the Boulevard. This makes it so easy to meet people and just have a really good time. I think it's a long time coming.
On game days, 11th Street shuts down between Maine and Illinois, turning into a pedestrian-only stretch filled with food trucks, vendors, and fans on their way to the stadium. Tap That KC is a Kansas City-based mobile bar that uses Game Day Boulevard to build its brand, and for other small businesses, it's the same opportunity. And for fans, the new setup adds another layer to game day traditions. The Boulevard is giving fans, families, and vendors a new place to come together on football Saturdays in Lawrence. Reporting for KUJH News, I'm Emma Hale. This weekend is Family Weekend at KU. If you are heading out to the game, stop by and check out Game Day Boulevard before the Jayhawks take on Cincinnati.
Just ahead, we take a look at a new smoothie business in town. Stick around.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. KU students say oversold yellow parking passes have turned the daily search for a spot into a race against the clock to get to class. KUJH's Case Spears shines light on the best place to park to head to Jayhawk Boulevard.
With KU overselling yellow parking lot passes for students, it has caused students to scramble and look for different spots, oftentimes being late for classes.
Honestly, I don't use my car anymore because I just prefer walking, because to find a parking spot at CapFed is like the Hunger Games, so I have given up.
There's not enough spaces, man. Like I tried parking at a CapFed one time. There's no places to park ever, and it made me late, and I had to make up an excuse to my teacher.
Definitely been late to classes a few times for parking, but honestly, it just comes down to showing up early. I have some little secret spots that I'm not going to give away, but you know, they're usually open.
There's lots of confusion on where to park on campus. I'm on a mission today to find out what is the best spot for students to park on campus to make their way to Jayhawk Boulevard. I decided to calculate the walking distance time from 4 of the main student parking lots scattered throughout campus. Lots 61, 94, 90, and 57. Lot 57 had the fastest time with 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Lot 61 had the second fastest with 3 minutes 50 seconds. Lot 94 had the third fastest with 6 minutes 40 seconds. And Lot 90 had the slowest time with 7 minutes and 15 seconds. At the end of the day, finding parking at KU is still a struggle for students. For KUJH News, I'm Case Spears.
At the end of the day, KU students agree parking remains one of the toughest parts of campus life. And for now, the struggle to find a spot isn't going away anytime soon.
Just before this academic school year started, a federal mandate forced KU to get rid of its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Now with Hispanic Heritage Month underway, KUJH's Ben Nash is here to see how it's still being celebrated.
I'm Mike Dever, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, Kansas, do hereby proclaim September 15th, 2025 through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month.
September 15th marked the beginning of National Hispanic Heritage Month. Although the celebration has already begun, there has been difficulty spreading awareness around campus because of the elimination of DEI at KU.
It seems contradictory to what universities are all about hearing you know, what's wrong about diversity? What is wrong with equity? What's wrong with inclusion and then belonging too?
To comply with the federal mandate, the Kansas State Legislature passed a law forbidding employment and admissions decisions to be based on diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. In July, KU eliminated all DEI programs, including the Office of Multicultural Affairs, the Emily Taylor Center for Women and Gender Equity, and the Center for Sexuality and Gender Diversity.
Being able to share part of our culture, we definitely find pride in that. Like being able to, for example, if a person hasn't experienced some of our cuisine or like some of the music we enjoy listening to, it's definitely an effort to like extend a hand and share that. Like,
although KU has abolished all mention of DEI, the celebration will continue. National Hispanic Heritage Month will last until October 15th. This is Ben Nash reporting for KUJH News.
To find out more on these student-led events, check out the KU Latin American Student Union on Facebook and Instagram.
It's the first week of autumn and fall activities are in full swing. KUJH's Colton Kennan is live at Garrett's Pumpkin Patch to tell us about its opening. Colton?
That's right, I'm at Garrett's Family Pumpkin Patch where, as you can see, final preparations for opening weekend are finishing, which start tomorrow. And even though the pumpkin patch is open for a little over a month, owner Eric Garrett says that preparation for the farm can take well over a year.
We plan all year long, so we go to trade shows in the off season, we diagram and we plan way in advance. A lot of work, we do a lot of setup, a lot of prep, as you can see, and just getting the straw bales into position for this maize takes almost all day. So we got a full staff here on hand and it's going to be bigger and better each year.
And some other new additions to the pumpkin patch include you can now buy a season pass, which will be good for the family. And there's also 2 new hay mazes in the farm. Now the Garrett's Family Pumpkin Patch is located right off K10 in East Lawrence, and it's open from tomorrow until November 3rd. Reporting for KUJH News, I'm Colton Kennan.
Next week, Colton will be back with a special look at opening weekend at the only pumpkin patch in Lawrence.
Well, speaking of fall activities, KUJH's weather forecaster Aiden Baugh is here to tell us what the weather will be like this weekend. Aiden, is there good news for those pumpkin patch goers?
Yes, Emma, I'd say it's going to be pretty good weather to go outside, enjoy the pumpkin patch. 73 degrees for most of northeastern Kansas, here in Lawrence, Kansas City, all the way over to Topeka, down into Paola. A little bit south here in Ottawa and Osage City, they're slightly warmer than us at 74 degrees apiece. For those of you looking to go out this evening, temperatures peaking at 79 degrees right around that 4 o'clock hour. By the time classes are finishing up for the day, around 6 o'clock, temperatures declining into those mid-70s, low tonight of 65 coming around that 10 o'clock hour. Should be a great time to get outside and enjoy the weather. But we've got some pretty monotonous weather here in Kansas, but out in the Atlantic, they've got trouble brewing. A major hurricane out in the central Atlantic, Gabrielle, Category 4. This storm not expected to make impact on many populated areas other than the Azores. But this storm, in its wake of it, we're looking at a potential hurricane brewing near the eastern Caribbean. Tropical storm Humberto right now picking up steam over the next few days. We're looking at this storm potentially becoming a hurricane, maybe even a major one, expected to make landfall within the U.S. within the next week or so. These hurricanes, however, are very unpredictable. Make sure you're staying tuned to your latest National Hurricane Center updates, especially if you're on the East Coast. Here in Kansas, however, though, we don't have much of that severe weather in store for you guys. It's looking to be a beautiful family weekend out there. Temperatures in those mid to lower 80s. Tomorrow, 81 degrees. Saturday, for the football game, 84 degrees and sunny. It's going to be wonderful weather out there. A little bit warmer on Sunday at 85 degrees. But then the pleasant weather continues all through next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 83 degrees, 84, 82. Looking to be a wonderful week ahead for you guys. Emma, back to you.
Thanks, Aiden. A new smoothie shop is blending its way into downtown Lawrence. KUJH's Emma Coffey stopped by to see how this business is shaking things up.
Located in what was previously the North Amex Barbershop, Fresh Cut Smoothies' eye-catching decor, inventive recipes, and fresh approach to healthy options quietly opened its doors to the public after a week-long soft opening.
It just seemed like a natural fit. We haven't had a smoothie shop down here in almost a decade, and so it just seemed like right place, right time.
Owner Dan Lucky, a Lawrence native with over 20 years of experience working in downtown Lawrence, says he wanted to bring something new and healthy to Mass Street.
I just wanted to be an inviting, welcoming space for people to come in and, enjoy a quick smoothie when they're either on break or if they just, need a little pick-me-up in the morning.
The shop's website also allows people to submit their own original smoothie recipes and voice their opinions and preferences on the menu, adding a modern and innovative touch to a classic business idea.
It's really colorful and bright. It's amazing, hard to start someone's day off. I think our pieces definitely drag a lot of people in.
Lucky says the reaction from the Lawrence community has been warm, even with the shop not directly advertising its official opening.
People are excited to finally have a smoothie shop down here again.
Fresh Cut Smoothies is now open every day from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So the next time you're down in Mass Street, it may just be time to try something new and try something fresh. For KUJH News, I'm Emma Coffey.
Thanks, Emma. Make sure to check out Fresh Cut Smoothies at 842 Massachusetts Street, and you can send in smoothie recipe ideas at freshcutsmoothies.com.
Coming up on KUJH Sports with Tyler Brewer, we go inside the Hall of Fame ceremony for Gary Woodland.
And a look at next week's football game against Cincinnati. Stick around.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome to KUJH Sports. We're glad to have you back. I'm Tyler Brewer, and we decided to kick Coop to the stoop this week, so y'all get me, but hey, let's dive right on into the action. First up to the tee. Kansas men's golf legend Gary Woodland was inducted to the Kansas Athletics Hall of Fame last Friday, and the practice facility was also named after him. KUJH's Alex Moore is live in studio with more on the story. Alex, let's hear it.
Thanks, Tyler. Yes, it was an emotional Friday as Gary Woodland was inducted into the Kansas Athletics Hall of Fame. Woodland competed for the University of Kansas from 2004 to 2007 and then went on to compete in the professional level. He was selected twice for the All Big 12 team and had 4 career wins as a Jayhawk. Athletic Director Travis Goff gave a heartfelt speech on the impact he has had on the university and current golfers.
You and Gabby have made Lawrence a second home. You've been around our young men, our young women, you've mentored, you've given, you've developed.
A true legend of the game, Woodland is now one of 20 golfers representing Team USA in this weekend's Ryder Cup. Now, speaking of the Ryder Cup, KUJH's Trevor Burns shares the latest for the upcoming tournament and influence Gary Woodland has on KU. Take it away, Trevor.
This year, the prestigious Ryder Cup tournament has a KU connection. Kansas alum Gary Woodland is one of 20 people representing the United States of America as a vice captain in this year's Ryder Cup. Being the only University of Kansas golf alum to have the honor of representing Team USA, Gary is not only excited to represent the red, white, and blue, but also the crimson and blue on the world stage.
So it's awesome to hear Rock Chalk. I'm assuming I'll still hear it next week, even though we're going to be Team USA. It's an honor to represent the University of Kansas.
Even current players understand the impact that Woodland had on the program. Will King has been in the program for 3 years, and he has been able to place in the top 5 out of 11 events he competed in his sophomore year. King not only recognizes Woodland as someone who has impacted the university, but also understands how important the honor of competing in the Ryder Cup is.
Couldn't really ask for a better human to be in that role. And yeah, I mean, seeing him being a captain for the Ryder Cup team, I mean, that's a pretty big deal, and I think that he's a perfect guy for the job.
Gary's impact has gone far beyond the course at Kansas, with golfers on the team being immensely grateful for the donations Gary has given to be able to practice in a facility with everything a golfer could need. From indoor putting greens to heated bays, the facility bearing Woodland's name has it all. With the Ryder Cup beginning this Friday, make sure to look for Woodland to have an impact on the team's performance throughout the weekend. The USA lost the Ryder Cup in Italy 2 years ago to Europe. However, this year they hope to reclaim the title on home soil. Best of luck to Gary this weekend, and one big rock chalk. For KUJH News, I'm Trevor Burns.
Appreciate it, Trevor. Really awesome that Gary Woodland still reps KU, and we here at KUJH wish nothing but the best of luck to him and the rest of Team USA as they compete this weekend in the Ryder Cup. Moving on now to current KU athletics, the women's soccer team is finally back home after 3 straight road matches. KUJH's Cooper Hannon is live from his stoop at Rock Chalk Park just hours before game time. Coop, how's it going over there?
It is absolutely beautiful out here. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and man, what can I say? I think the goals will be flowing. Well, hopefully only for the Jayhawks, of course, as they take on the 5, 1, and 2 Baylor Bears this evening tonight at Rock Chalk Park. Coming into this match, the Jayhawks have been hot, winning 3 straight road victories back to back to back, and now being the 14th ranked team in the country. Not to mention, this is the longest unbeaten streak for the Jayhawks in program history, while also holding the highest rank since 2020. Now, for the Jayhawks, this will be the second Big 12 match in a row for KU, and all eyes will be on the Big 12 Defender of the Week, Caroline Costanz, who scored the game-winning and lone goal in the Oklahoma State game last weekend. Now, the matchup tonight will kick off at 6 p.m., and folks, what can I say? It is going to be a good one. Hey, at Rock Chalk Park, back to you in the studio, Tyler.
Thanks, Cooper. Another Jayhawk squad looking to stay hot is the KU football team, who will play Cincinnati this Saturday here in Lawrence. The Jayhawks will enter this game with a 3-1 record and are 6.5-point favorites over the 2-1 Bearcats. After the absolute molly-whopping that KU put on West Virginia last week, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jayhawks get off to a hot start at home and hand the Bearcats their first loss since week 1 when the Bearcats played against Nebraska. Look, it's been a crazy week for KU sports, and with Parents Weekend coming up, we need to take another look at the forecast. So after the break, we'll do just that. You're watching KUJH.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. Let's get one last look at weather with KUJH's weather forecaster, Aiden Baugh. Aiden.
Yes, Emma, it should be a great day out there on Saturday as we take on the Cincinnati Bearcats for family weekend pregame festivities. Going to be pretty early in the morning. We've got an early kickoff at 11 a.m. for those before the game celebrating. Should be around that early morning. 64 degrees, a very pleasant day. Those winds still beginning to blow a little bit left over from your overnight hours. Those winds dying down significantly over the day, as well as your temperatures rising significantly with the sunshine. By the time kickoff rolls around, we're looking at almost 80 degrees. By the time the fourth quarter rolls around in the late afternoon, early evening, temperatures as high as 83, 84 degrees. Could be a little bit sweaty out there. Should be perfect weather, though, to get out there, enjoy the football game with your family. Have a good time this weekend, guys. Rock Chalk, back to you, Emma.
Thanks, Aiden. University of Kansas power plant workers work day in and day out to keep the lights on. KUJH's Emma Noble caught up with some of these workers.
The University of Kansas uses an average of 127 million kilowatts of energy annually. Now, you may know the loud and proud steam whistle, an iconic chimney that's seen by students daily and heard every hour. But what you may not know are the faces behind the iconic power plant, some of the operations workers whose day-to-day jobs keep KU running smooth and sound. Robert Mills has been working inside the KU power plant for 15 years and supervisor of the plant for the past 5. This year, under his leadership, KU power plant workers won Team of the Year, announced at the KU Employee Recognition Ceremony. The team's success seems to come from not just boiling water, but a tight-knit bond between workers. Working in energy is a tough and dangerous job, but these workers have perfected the art of maintaining safety while coincidingly having fun.
It's always nice knowing the people behind the scenes. Thank you, Emma. Well, that's all we have for you this morning. Check out KUJH on TikTok and Instagram for exclusive content and keep up to date on the latest stories at KUJHNews.com. I'm Lexi Urban.
And I'm Emma Hale. KUJH News will be back next Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Have a great family weekend.